Luna and the Starlight Journey. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there was a curious little girl named Luna. She loved the stars more than anything and spent every evening gazing at the night sky, dreaming of visiting them one day. Every night, as the stars began to twinkle, Luna would sit by her window, wondering what it would be like to touch the stars. She often imagined herself flying through the night sky, exploring the constellations. One evening, as the moon glowed brighter than ever before, Luna saw something incredible. A small glowing star fell from the sky, shining with a soft, golden light. It landed gently in her garden. The star flickered and twinkled, and to Luna's surprise, it spoke in a soft, melodic voice. "Hello, Luna," the star said. "I need your help to return home to the sky. Will you help me?" Luna's heart raced with excitement. Luna's eyes sparkled. "I'll help you," she said, her voice full of excitement. The star flickered happily and gently landed in her hands, its light soft and comforting. With the star guiding her, Luna set off on her magical journey. She knew she needed to find the tallest mountain where the stars were born. The path ahead was long, but she wasn't afraid. She had a mission. As Luna climbed higher, the path became steeper and the air grew colder. But with each step, she felt braver. "I'm almost there," she whispered to the star. "Together, we can do it." Along the way, Luna met a wise old owl perched on a tree. The owl had glowing eyes and looked at Luna with a kind expression. "To reach the stars, you must first find the moonstone," the owl advised her. "The moonstone will guide you to the top of the mountain," the owl explained. "It's hidden near the waterfall, where the stars touch the earth." Luna thanked the owl and continued on her journey, her heart full of hope. After a long search, Luna finally found the moonstone, hidden beneath a sparkling waterfall. The stone shone brightly, illuminating the surrounding area with its soft, silvery light. With the moonstone in her hand, Luna continued her ascent. The star in her hands grew brighter and brighter, and soon they reached the very top of the mountain. The sky stretched out before them, filled with an endless sea of stars. The star floated out of Luna's hands and began to rise into the sky, its light blending with the stars. "Thank you, Luna," the star said. "Your bravery and kindness have helped me return home." Luna felt a warm glow in her heart. She had helped the star return to the heavens, and in doing so, had proven to herself that no dream was too big. She could be brave and kind, just like the stars. From that night on, Luna never stopped dreaming. She knew that no matter how big the dream, kindness and bravery would always light the way. Moral of the story: with kindness in your heart and bravery in your soul, you can reach for the stars and achieve your dreams.
Once upon a time, there was a thirsty crow flying over a village on a hot summer day. The sun was blazing, and the crow was very thirsty. After searching for a long time, he finally spotted a pitcher in a garden. Excited, the crow flew down to the pitcher. However, when he looked inside, he saw that there was very little water at the bottom. The crow tried to reach the water but couldn't. He thought hard about what to do. Then, he had a clever idea. The crow started picking up small pebbles from the ground and dropping them one by one into the pitcher. With each pebble, the water level rose a little higher. He kept going, and soon the water was high enough for him to drink. Finally, the crow was able to quench his thirst. Feeling refreshed, he flew away happily, proud of his smart thinking. The moral of the story is, where there is a will, there is a way.
The teacher gave her students an assignment, asking them to share a story with a moral. Little Johnny raised his hand and said, "My parents once told me a story about morals." The teacher encouraged him to share, and Johnny began, "So there was a little bird flying south for the winter. It was so cold that the bird froze and fell to the ground in a large field. While lying there, a cow came by and pooped right on top of it. Strangely, the frozen bird in the pile of cow poop began to feel warm and great. It laid there all cozy and happy and even started singing. Just then, a cat passing by heard the bird song and went over to investigate. The cat discovered the bird under the pile of cow poop and promptly dug him out and ate him. The teacher was stunned and asked, "Dear God, what was the moral of that story?" Little Johnny replied, "Well, it teaches us some valuable lessons. Not everyone who shits on you is your enemy. Not everyone who gets you out of shit is your friend. And most importantly, when you're in deep shit, it's best to keep your mouth shut. If you're not following me, you're probably never going to see me again. If you're then, congratulations. You're growing every day."
The Giving Tree. Once upon a time there lived a big mango tree. A little boy loved to come and play around it every day. He climbed to the treetop, ate the mangoes, took a nap under the shadow. He loved the tree, and the tree loved to play with him. Time went by, the little boy grew, and he no longer played around the tree. One day the boy came back to the tree with a sad look on his face. "Come and play with me," the tree asked the boy. "I am no longer a kid. I don't play around trees anymore," the boy replied. "I want toys. I need money to buy them." "Sorry, I don't have money, but you can pick all my mangoes and sell them so you will have money." The boy was so excited. He picked all the mangoes on the tree and left happily. The boy didn't come back. The tree was sad. One day, the boy grown into a man returned. The tree was so excited. "Come and play with me," the tree said. "I don't have time to play. I have to work for my family. We need a house for shelter. Can you help me?" "Sorry, I don't have a house, but you can chop off my branches to build your house." So the man cut all the branches off the tree and left happily. The tree was glad to see him happy, but the boy didn't come back afterward. The tree was again lonely and sad. One hot summer day the man returned, and the tree was delighted. "Come and play with me," the tree said. "I am sad and getting old. I want to go sailing to relax myself. Can you give me a boat? Use my trunk to build your boat. You can sail far away and be happy." So the man cut the tree trunk to make a boat. He went sailing and didn't come back for a long time. Finally, the man returned after he had been gone for so many years. "Sorry, my boy, but I don't have anything for you anymore. No more mangoes to give you." The tree said. "I don't have teeth to bite," the man replied. "No more trunk for you to climb on. I am too old for that now," the man said. "I really can't give you anything. The only thing left is my dying roots," the tree said with sadness. "I don't need much now, just a place to rest. I am tired after all these years," the man replied. "Good. Old tree roots are the best place to lean on and rest. Come sit down with me and rest." The boy sat down and the tree was glad and smiled. Moral of the story. The tree in the story represents our parents. When we are young, we love to play with them. When we grow up, we leave them and only come back when we need help. Parents sacrifice their lives for us. Never forget their sacrifices. Give them love and care before it's too late.
The Ant and the Grasshopper. One summer's day in a field, a grasshopper was hopping about, chirping and singing to its heart's content. An ant passed by, bearing along with great effort an ear of corn he was taking to his nest.
"Why don't you come and chat with me?"
asked the grasshopper.
"Instead of toiling your life away."
"I am helping to store up food for the winter,"
said the ant.
"and I recommend you to do the same."
"Why bother about winter?" "Rant,"
said the grasshopper.
"We have got plenty of food at present."
But the ant went on its way and continued its toil. When winter came, the grasshopper found itself dying of hunger while it saw the ants distributing every day corn and grain from the stores they had collected in summer. Then the grasshopper knew, moral work today, and you can reap the benefits tomorrow.
Of the Lion and the Mouse. In a lush, green jungle, there lived a mighty lion with a golden mane. The lion was known as the king of the jungle, feared and respected by all. One sunny afternoon, the lion lay resting under a tall tree. Suddenly, a tiny mouse scurried over his paw by mistake. The lion woke with a loud roar. "Who dares disturb my rest?" he growled, glaring at the frightened little mouse. "Please don't eat me, mighty lion," squeaked the mouse. "I didn't mean to disturb you. If you let me go, I promise to help you one day." The lion laughed heartily. "Help me? A tiny mouse like you? Very well, I'll let you go. Now run along," he said with a chuckle. The mouse scurried away, grateful for the lion's mercy. Time passed, and one day, the lion found himself caught in a hunter's net. The lion roared and roared, but the net was strong. Just then, the little mouse heard his cries and came running. "So don't worry, mighty lion. I'll help you," said the mouse, and he began nibbling at the ropes with his tiny, sharp teeth. The mouse worked tirelessly, and soon the ropes began to snap. "You're free now," the mouse squeaked happily. "Thank you, little friend," said the lion. "I will never forget your kindness. You have shown me that even the smallest can be the strongest." From that day on, the lion and the mouse became the best of friends. They often roamed the jungle together, their bond unbreakable. The jungle animals marveled at their friendship, learning that kindness, no matter how small, is never wasted. Moral of the story: kindness, no matter how small, is never wasted. The Tortoise and the Hare, a lesson in perseverance. Sometimes slow and steady really does win the race. Once upon a time, in a sunny forest, there lived a hare who was very proud of his speed. "I'm the fastest in the forest," he would boast to anyone who would listen. One day, the hare saw a slow-moving tortoise. "Hey, tortoise," he laughed, "you're so slow, I bet you'd lose a race against a snail." The tortoise looked up calmly and replied, "Would you like to race me?" The other animals gathered around, excited about the race. The hare grinned and said, "This will be over before you know it." The tortoise simply smiled and said, "We'll see." The race began. The hare dashed off in a blur of speed, leaving a trail of dust. The tortoise, steady and unhurried, took his first steps. Halfway through the race, the hare looked back and laughed. "The tortoise is so far behind. I'll just take a quick nap under this tree. he stretched and dozed off, confident he'd still win. The tortoise kept moving, slow and steady. He passed the hare, who was snoring peacefully, and continued towards the finish line. When the hare woke up, he saw the tortoise was almost at the finish line. "Oh no," he shouted and dashed as fast as he could, but it was too late. The tortoise crossed the finish line just as the hare arrived. The animals cheered loudly for the unexpected winner. The hare lowered his head and said, "You won fair and square, tortoise. I've learned my lesson. Overconfidence can lead to mistakes." The tortoise replied, "Thank you, hare. Remember, slow and steady wins the race." The two became friends, and the forest animals celebrated their teamwork and growth. Sometimes slow and steady wins the race. Never underestimate the power of perseverance. The Brave Little Bunny. Once upon a time, in a peaceful meadow, there was a small bunny named Benny. Benny was kind and loved to play, but he was always afraid of the big world beyond his home. One day, Benny saw a group of bunnies hopping happily to the forest. "I wish I could be as brave as them," Benny thought. That night, as Benny sat in his cozy home, his grandmother told him stories of the magical forest and the brave animals who lived there. The next morning, Benny decided he was going to be brave, just like the animals in the stories. He took a deep breath and headed toward the forest. As Benny hopped into the forest, he heard a rustling noise. He froze in fear, but then he saw a little bird fluttering out of a bush. The bird chirped happily, "Don't be scared, Benny. The forest is full of friendly creatures." Benny smiled and continued his journey. Deeper in the forest, Benny saw a fox who was looking for berries. "I've never met a fox before," Benny thought, "but it looks friendly." The fox smiled at Benny and said, "Hello, little bunny. Welcome to the forest. Don't worry, all of us are here to help one another." Benny continued his journey and soon met a wise old owl perched on a tree. "What should I do if I get scared?" Benny asked. "When you're scared, just take a deep breath and remember that you are never alone in the forest," the owl said. Benny finally reached the heart of the forest, where he found a beautiful meadow with flowers and sparkling streams. That day, Benny realized that the forest wasn't so scary after all. He had made new friends and learned to be brave, just like the animals in the stories. Moral of the story: sometimes being brave means taking one small step at a time. And remember, you are never alone when you're brave.